this call, press 5 now. To decline this call, hang up. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello,
Hi,
how you
Vernon.
doing? How you doing, man?
I'm all right. I'm all right. How are you?
God is good all the time.
All right. I know that's right.
Absolutely. How you doing today?
I'm doing okay. Doing okay.
Okay.
Hanging in there.
Good to meet you.
You too. You too.
I want to welcome you to the Vibing with Don Vito show.
Okay.
And I heard a lot about you, but I would like to hear some things from yourself. So can you tell everybody what your name is, please?
My name is Mary Suzanne Jackson.
Okay. And where you from?
I'm from Gastonia, North Carolina.
Okay. So how was it like growing up as a young girl?
Growing up as a young girl, I was very fortunate. I had two good parents. My mom was she was a little overbearing at times, very religious. My dad was a hardworking man. He did drink some. Sometimes he drank a little bit too much, but he was a functional alcoholic, and he took care of my family.
Okay. And how old were you when you experienced this or realized this?
When I did what?
How old were you when you as a young girl, when you experienced or you realized these things that were going on around you?
Well, I would say that I got real rebellious probably when I was in 7th grade. I was probably about 12, 13 years old. My parents kind of sheltered me, like I didn't really go out a lot, like we mixed among family or whatever. So when I reached junior high school, I just kind of wanted to get away, and I wanted to get into the world and fast living, and just the fast life just appealed to me.
Okay, so what kind of town did you grow in? Like a popular town or a small town? What was it?
It was a small town. It was a small town. One that I hated growing up, but I would love to go back to. It's a town where most people know each other. In fact, the high school that I went to was a one stoplight town, and everybody knew everybody there. And that's where my parents went to high school also.
Okay, all right. So when you say you wanted to get out there and you want to see life a little bit more, so what type of things were you talking about? What happened?
Well, I ended up getting up with the wrong crowd, of course. I started off, smoking a little bit of pot, drinking a little bit of alcohol, and with the hereditary, the alcoholism in my family, I was actually playing with a deadly monster that I didn't know anything about, and I proceeded to, party, and I thought that I could just get by on my looks and my good wits and just get whatever I wanted out of the world.
Okay. And what age was that?
I would say probably about 17. I think I told you when I wrote you I had a bad experience when I was like 15. I had a real bad abortion, and that just that kind of pushed me over the edge a little bit into where I just really wanted to just get away, and I kind of gave up on even thinking remotely about like a husband or any type of relationship. I thought that I could just do my own thing and be independent.
Okay. So when you say you were running with the wrong crowd, what type of things happened when you ran with the wrong crowd?
I dated drug dealers. I mean, their money, their lifestyle appealed to me. I got involved with the adult entertainment business. Ended up when I turned 18, I went to work for an escort service, and at first I didn't really get into it. I thought it would be just something I would do a quick little dabble in, make some money, and because by then I had dropped out of school, and I ended up basically getting sucked in it, and I ended up working for an escort service for probably about 4 or 5 years until my crime happened.
Okay, so what kind of escort service was it? Like a strip club, or they send you out and you meet people and stuff like that?
No, I met people. They would it was like a dating service where they would call and set up a date, and I would go out and be paid by the hour.
Okay. So that was how you was paying your bills, basically, pretty much.
Yeah, basically that's how I was living, and I really lost. I lost all respect for myself. I lost respect for even money and people, and I was really numb to, and just really turned out by society, by human society, just the whole human nature of things.
So how did your mom and your dad feel about it when they got wind of what you
Oh,
did?
they hated it. Yeah, at first I didn't tell them. I tried to come home one time and stop and try to go back to a normal lifestyle, but I just couldn't. I remember I went to work and I got my first paycheck, and I thought, I could have made this in one night, and it was just very damaging to my psychological and emotional well-being. My parents hated it. I think my dad was more in denial. When I told them, they couldn't believe it, because for a long time I lied about it.
Okay. Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have a brother that's my best friend. He's 3 years younger than me, and he was my only friend basically throughout life, because we did everything together. And normally if I was somewhere, he was with me.
So who's older, you or him?
I'm older. I'm older than him, by 3 years.
So did your brother indulge in any drugs and stuff like that, or he just, the regular guy?
Yeah, he did. He did, and he was not one to stay away from home, though. He would, if he messed up, he was quick to tuck his tail and run home. So he did not get as heavily involved as I did.
Okay, so how did he feel about you working with the escort service?
He did not know.
All right, so you pretty much kept the secret from anybody, any loved ones, pretty much.
Right, because I did not do it in my hometown. I did it in the metropolitan city over of Charlotte, North Carolina, and I tried to keep it as far away from home as possible.
I got you. So you said you did that up until the crime happened. So how did this lead into the crime? What happened? What started the crime or the situation?
Okay, my crime. I had gotten involved with a guy that was selling crack cocaine, and I had gotten hooked on it, and I had been using probably steady for probably about 2 years. And one night, this girl called me, and she was hysterical. She was saying that she had gotten jumped at this little party get-together thing by these two girls. And she asked me if she could come to my apartment and that I shared with this guy. And I was like, yeah, come on over. So when she came over, she was with this other guy. And when she came in, she had her eye was swollen and black, and she proceeded to tell me that the girls had jumped on her. So I grabbed some ice and, tried to get the swelling down on her eye, and she wanted to go back and even the odds and settle the score with these girls. She wanted me to go back and help her redeem herself and fight these two girls. So I was like, okay, we had been drinking and, our steady, regular life of drugs, and I asked her if anybody had any weapons there, and she said that they had a gun. So the guy that I was with grabbed his gun, and we got in the car and proceeded to this party. So when we get there is the door's open. So me and the girl, we walked in. We were the only two to go in at first. And there's 5 guys there, and there's no girls. So I'm wondering, where's these girls at? What's going on? So, because I didn't know if the girl was lying to me, if these guys had jumped on her, or what exactly had happened. So she proceeds to argue with these guys about why they had set her up and called these 2 girls to come over and jump on her. And the next thing I know, the guy that I'm with comes in with his gun. So when he comes in with his gun, I had previously, before we went in, I had reached in the back of the hatchback of the car and had a piece of a jack, the jack that you stick into the jack and swirl to make it come up. I had it tucked in my pants, so I pulled it out because he came in with the gun, and I was like, okay, where I know y'all have a gun. Where's the gun at? And they played stupid, like they didn't know what gun. What are you talking about? And by this time, he had everybody in there. Everybody was like, I was like, everybody, I want to see your hands, because it had escalated by then. So there was a guy next to me that had a long, a silver-colored chain on his neck, and I jerked it off his neck. And there was another guy that had a long chain also, and I jerked it off his neck. And so then I went into the bedroom, and there was a waterbed in there, and I looked for the gun under the waterbed and through the bedroom, and I couldn't find the gun. So when I came back, the girl that had took us over there was arguing with this guy, and the guy jumped up to assault her, and I pushed her out the way and swung the iron at the guy. The guy grabbed the iron, and we were.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Okay.
Okay, so we
sorry.
back.
Sorry. Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay, so while me and this guy are grappling over this tire tool that I had, the guy shoots. The gun goes off. The guy gets shot, and it barely grazes the victim's head. I thought I was shot. I felt the heat from the gun over my shoulder. So now everybody's really panicking. Everybody's running everywhere, and as we fled this apartment, they now have the gun. Somebody in there, and they shot at us as we were leaving.
All right, so let me ask you a question. So you said
Uh-huh.
that you pulled out the jackhammer thing and swung it because of somebody making a move or something like that. What happened again?
Yeah, because he jumped up and was pushing the girl that had came and got me. Like, she was all in his face, and he jumped up and pushed her out of his face. And when he did, I pushed her out the way and swung the tire iron.
Okay, and you swung the tire, and did you hit him?
No, I did not hit him. He grabbed it. He caught it like he grabbed it. I mean, it wasn't a mass destruction weapon. It was probably as big as around with my index finger. It wasn't heavy.
Right. And what happened after that?
After that, like I said, we grappled, and I saw, and he got shot. Like, I didn't see him shoot him because my back was to him, because me and the guy were grappling. But I did see that it had hit the guy in the head. I did see that.
So this is the guy that came with you. He had the gun.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so he I guess he took a shot, whatever, your back was turned. So what happened after that? Y'all ran out the house? What happened?
Yes, after that we fled the apartment, and as we were leaving, before I even got to the car, they were already returning fire.
Oh wow. And so what happened? You sped off or something like that? What happened?
Yeah, we left, and I was real shook because all that was not supposed to happen. Nobody had conspired for anybody to lose their life or any of that to happen. And I just wanted to go home. I wanted to go home, and I was scared to even talk to the police because I figured that, I knew I was in big trouble, and I also didn't know, what was going to happen with by this time I was a little distrustful of the people that I was with, so I really, honestly just didn't know what to do.
All right, so you went home and everybody went home also, the people that were with you?
Yes, we ended up splitting up. The girl that came and got me and the guy, they ended up getting arrested first, and of course copped plea bargains and blamed everything on us. And I stayed with the guy. And I thought about leaving and going to New York. I had a friend in New York, but then I didn't want to run. And the police finally came and got us, and we went on to jail.
So how many were you that got arrested?
There was 4 involved. The guy, the shooter, ended up, they wanted to try me with him, actually. Like, they of course charged us with capital murder. That is at the prosecutor's discretion. And basically gave them a chance to charge us with felony murder. And in North Carolina, that basically says that anybody that is having all parties that are involved in a felony and somebody dies, everybody is charged with the murder.
So you all got charged with what?
So everybody at first got charged with capital murder. We went to some big motion that my lawyer told me nothing of until afterwards, that they were going to charge us as a capital case under felony murder, because I never gave a statement or anything, because I was naive to the law. I was uneducated. I thought, well, I didn't kill him. I thought, well, the worst they can charge me with is accessory. I was really clueless to the severity that I was facing. You know, I thought that I would, you know, with my individual actions being that I did not take this person's life, I wasn't looking that I would have to defend myself against a murder charge.
Wow. I understand how you feel. Let me ask you a question. So how much time did they give you?
I got a 30-year sentence. They ended up charging us with armed robbery because I jerked 2 chains off the guy's necks. So they charged us with as much as they could. They charged us with like 5 counts of armed robbery because there were 5 guys there, and a first-degree murder charge. And I was looking at a capital sentence of life or death, and I ended up getting 21 years and 5 months for second-degree murder and 8 years and 7 months for an armed robbery charge.
Okay. So what was that, total like 37 years?
It amounts to totally minimum 30 years. I got locked up in 99, and my release date is 29.
29. So, how did your parents feel when they found out about this?
Oh, they were devastated. I mean, devastated. I didn't, you know, I wanted to protect them and not bring them into this. But I mean, how do you tell your family that they're better off without you?
Wow. That must have been a very emotional time for the family.
Oh, definitely was. They had no clue to the severity of my drug addiction, no clue to the lifestyle I was living. But I will give them credit. They rallied around me. They supported me regardless, and were there for me when I needed them.
That's good. So how long have you been locked up presently?
I've been locked up. In fact, March 10th of this year, I completed my 21-year sentence and 5 months for the second-degree murder charge, and I started my 8 years, 7 months sentence on the 11th of this month. So I have 8 years and 7 months to go.
And how old are you now?
I am 46 years old. I was 24 when this happened.
Okay. So you got a little ways to go. So, I mean, since you've been incarcerated, is this your first time being incarcerated?
Oh, first time being incarcerated? Yes, sir. First time. I did it big the first time.
So how did you feel when you first went to prison? Were you like nervous, or were you like...
When I first went to prison, I was, I felt hopeless. I felt like, what's the point in even trying to do right or do, I was 24 years old and I just got delivered a 30-year bid. I was thinking I'm probably never going to see my parents again. I'll never have children. I'll never have a career. I mean, it was a pretty pitiful, hopeless situation.
So since you've been in there for 21 years, what have you been doing outside of just doing time? Any like education programs, any things like that?
Yes, I took full advantage of that. When I got to prison, I got my GED in 6 months. I took every class I could. I've got an apprenticeship in landscape management. I've got a business administration certificate, cosmetology certificate, office management. I've been to Guilford College and studied criminal justice, as well as got a certification in LEAD for sustainable business. Now I work at a work release program, incentive pay for correctional enterprises here. I educated myself because the government, the criminal justice system, it preys on people's ignorance, and I don't want to be ignorant anymore. I want to know what I'm facing, what I'm getting into. I want to know my rights, and I don't ever want to be blindsided like this ever again.
So when you come home, you'd be around like 52 years old, somewhere around there, right?
Yeah, I'll be 54 years old.
So 54 years old is still pretty young. So you're gonna have a chance to do many things when you come out.
Yes, sir. That is my prayer, and that is my hope, that I can put this all behind me and come out and be a productive citizen and add to my community.
But the way you sound, you will be. I can hear it in your voice, and I can hear the realness coming from you and stuff like that. And since you've been there, you've been educating yourself, so you're going to be prepared to get a job in society and be a productive person in society. This is what I hear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So listen, do you communicate with the other people that got arrested with you?
No, actually I don't. I was in prison with the female for a while, and it's very seldom to people, you very find few people in prison that want to keep in touch with people that are still in prison. I can imagine it's a bad experience, but we have to share our experience for people to learn and to grow and to better themselves. People need to better themselves off our mistakes, and if we don't share our story, then it's no good. It's no good. The pain and suffering that we endure, it has to be shared for people to help anybody.
You said that 100% correct, and also helps you to forgive yourself by sharing your story, and letting it go, because the person that you were before, you're no longer. You're a different person now. Yes,
and I have no ill feelings to the people that were involved in this case. Forgiveness covers up. It's like love. It covers a multitude of sins, and people need to be more kind to each other. And you have to give forgiveness. If you want forgiven, you have to give forgiveness. So I don't harbor any ill will or grudges or anything in my heart for anybody.
And that's the wise words have been spoken. That's definitely the truth. Definitely the truth. So I want to thank you for coming to the show and sharing your story.
And I thank you too. I thank you for giving me this opportunity.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I hope that it'll save lives and that it'll make people think about the choices that that come before them, and to make wise choices.
Absolutely. And once again, I want to thank you once again, Mary. It was a pleasure speaking to you, and I'm going to be in touch with you.
Thank you too, Vernon. Thank you too.
Can you give me a call like Tuesday?
Tuesday, I sure can. What time?
Give me a call like Tuesday around.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Tuesday at what time? I'm sorry.
4 p.m.
4 p.m. All right. Yeah. I will talk to you at 4 p.m. then, Vernon.
All right. You have a great day. Nice talking to you. Talk to you on Tuesday.
You too. You too, babe. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, Mary.